Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. It's Brianna Ray from BriIY with paint all over my hands from my most recent project. Here to bring you something kind of fun and interesting. This is partially inspired by a journey I had to the Cleveland Museum of Art recently, and also partially inspired by a quick browse of the arts and crafts section on Amazon and getting myself a hold of a special something. You'll see in a second. Basically, this is one of those projects that I don't think is going to take a lot of explanation, but I do believe is going to take a very long time. So, I was planning to kind of chill. I have a day off today, and I'm thinking, you know, it'd be really cool if I could just pop on New Girl and just do this project, but I kind of wanted to introduce it to you and show you what I found. It's kind of funny. So when I was at the Cleveland Museum of Art, they had this absolutely stunning display of the fashion and the history of fashion, Egyptian fashion specifically. And right as like the centerpiece, as soon as you walked into this specialty exhibit, it had hanging from the ceiling a disco ball in the shape of Nefertiti's bust, which was, I mean, stunning, and it was all gold. Now, of course, I'm like, well, that's cool. I'm a fan of that. So there's really two things that I wanted to do here. Firstly, I got all these mosaic tiles, and they're nice and tiny, and they're like folded up like these sheets. And I do believe that they are adhesive on the back. Yes, they are. That's sticky. But obviously, you know, disco balling something isn't that complicated. I also wanted to see if in this little project, look at that wiggle of that, that's so fun. If I could color these tiles. Now, my whole thing about this is I did see that there was another way to do this. There's like a stained glass spray paint that Krylon sells that I was really interested in, but they didn't have it in a color that I wanted. I wanted either like kind of that gold color, or I wanted it in like a pink, and they only had a red. That was like the closest thing, and it was like a cranberry red. It was super deep, and it was really cool. I'll link the video kind of up here that I saw about how to do that if that's the route you want to go. And I thought it was cool, but it's just not quite what I wanted, so I kind of wanted to test something out using a different method. Recently I was on TikTok and I saw somebody kind of create a stained glass effect on their windows with just like PVA glue and some like coloring. So I think I'm gonna try a couple things. I want to take one of these sheets and I want to kind of section it off and see if how best I can dye these things here. And then while I'm waiting for those to dry and kind of getting my opinion, I can be placing all of these mosaic tiles on my sculpture. Now you're probably like, oh, what is it gonna be? A disco ball? A disco anything? I found a styrofoam cat head, and this just seems right to me. I think this is made for like people who make like hats for cats or something. I have two cats. This is the approximate size of their head, based on how I can do this and then give it a little smooch on the head. It's about right. So I think that's what this is actually used for, but I just kind of wanted a fun and interesting shape, and I saw this and I was like, oh, it's perfect. This is exactly what I need. So I hope that kind of explains the weird logic between what I'm about to do. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so I've got like 3 of these sheets. I'm hoping this is enough for this cat head. I'm really genuinely hoping it's enough. I don't know though. So I kind of want to just snap off like a little chunk of these. I'll probably label these guys and then we'll come back to them in a little bit once they're dry. So let's get our things. Found one more thing. I have resin colorant as well. Not that I think this is really gonna do much, but I have the resin colorant. I have alcohol inks here. Then, of course, I'm going to want my PVA glue and the ink and watered down acrylic. Those are what I'm getting. All right, let's do this. So let's start simple with pink alcohol ink alone. Just a couple of dots on there. And I'm going to take this. Just kind of swipe it over top. Obviously alcohol ink dries super quickly. which is why I'm assuming that alcohol ink alone is not going to be even enough for my taste. So there's that. And while I have that alcohol ink out, I'm also going to pop it into some of this glue here. Ooh, that was fun to look at. All right, and now we're gonna give a little swipe on here. Obviously, I would love to maintain as much of the chrome as possible, which is really kind of what we're testing for here. This obviously gives the ink something to stick to so that it allows it to dry and be painted a little bit more clearly. So we're gonna leave that, see how that goes. And while I'm over here, this is just a watered down mixture of like a nice light pink and some water. So just mix that up a little bit. I kind of want to use a different brush just to be safe. And that's not a good sign. I do not love that at all. Okay, so there's that. And last but not least, we have our resin colorant, which I don't actually know if it'll stay brighter than, or not brighter, but stay wetter like the alcohol ink. Or I guess, I don't even know what I'm trying to communicate. Ooh, that's not good. I'm gonna line these up here to dry. So far, I think my first two options are looking like my best. This is so funny to me. Oh, look at those cracks. So I definitely need it to, I guess it doesn't matter because I think I'm gonna paint it after the fact, but I don't know. It's anyone's game now. All right, well that's doing its thing. Time to bring out the cat. Time to bring out the first round of bits and bobs here. I don't know where to start. I kind of want to start from the inside because I think it's going to be the most complicated and then work my way out. All right, I won't lie, there's something about this that I find so weirdly relaxing. I'm kind of folding it and then cutting. It's faster to kind of work in these strips. I'm about 40 minutes in right now and I'm pretty close to being done. So looks like this is about an hour-long project for this particular cat head, but like, tell me that's not so fun to look at. Like, there's a reason that disco balls are so gosh darned cool. Still not totally perfect, but I don't hate the look right now. So, yep, I'm feeling pretty good. Now it's time for the reveal of our final, I don't know, swatches over here. So here is the resin colorant. As you can see, it's super uneven and splotchy and it's a little wet. So we're gonna say that one is a loser. This is the watered down acrylic. It is not even a little bit metallic anymore. I am enjoying cracking it. That's fun for me, but still not quite what I'm looking for. Now here, this is just the plain alcohol ink. Not bad. And when you compare it to the control here, you can definitely tell it's got a pink tone to it. But I think that the glue method is infinitely better. It's a little bit more even. If you get up close, you can kind of see all of the swipes and strokes in there. It's a little bit more difficult to see the swipes and strokes on this one with the PVA glue. I am very impressed with how this turned out. And it's a way more cost-effective way than using the Krylon stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely liking this consistency here, and I think this is the way that we are gonna go. So now that I have this whole big baby all done, I'm going to mix up some glue. I just have this like all-purpose white glue and the peach alcohol ink. Or was it pink? No, it was pink. Pink alcohol ink. And we're just gonna paint over this baby, let her dry, and we should have our disco ball cat head. All right, we're at the point where I just need to let this dry. And also kind of an update on about where we're at with the mosaic tiles. I still have 2 full sheets left, and I have this much left of the sheet that I used for this guy. So I could definitely do this again. I think maybe the next step for doing something like this would be I think it would be cool to like custom build like with a hot knife or something and some styrofoam, like a template or something. So if you wanted to have a fully custom like disco something, that's totally possible. I think that idea is super fun. Obviously, I like that the cat was an option, and so obviously that's what I'm doing here. But definitely some more potential here. I don't know. I really like this, and I have some leftover, so I don't know. Maybe I will just take some extra styrofoam. You know, maybe next time I get a big package, and I'll make something exciting. So if you have any, I don't know, recommendations of what you want me to disco next, let me know, and maybe I can try to build something kind of cool. A few days have passed, but she is all done, and she is pink and beautiful, and I love it. It looks stunning. You can see kind of some of the twinkle twinkle of the disco vibes. There's still some like openings that I don't fully love, but like from the distance that I'll be looking at it, it's actually not too bad, unless you're like really looking for those gaps. I think it turned out stunning. It's definitely pinker than I thought it was going to be, in a good way. Like I was kind of expecting it to kind of fail after I watched it dry a little bit. I thought all the pink was not gonna be really on top, but it was really only gonna settle in the middle, and it kind of did, but also it's definitely not just silver. So this was kind of a fun little project, definitely cool to kind of experiment and see what tools really make these colors and make them pop. And I love her. This little disco cat, I'm naming her Aphrodite so that it kind of fits the cat naming conventions I've set up with my current cat Persephone. And yeah, I think that's all I had to say. If you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. I do put out new videos every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I would love for you to be here for the next one. Thanks again so much, and I hope to see you then. Bye!